It's December, and that means we are less than a month away from ringing in Public Domain Day. On January 1st, we liberate an entire year's worth of dead people's copyrights from their heirs who create nothing, and return this wealth to the commons, free for all to use. While the time span of copyright protection depends on national jurisdiction, every copyright expiration occurs at the stroke of midnight on January 1st of some year. As of 2019, the most powerful of these jurisdictions, the United States of Disney, Google, and Comcast, acknowledges that media produced in 1923 finally belongs to all humanity. Which is why I can use this 1923 film as background video. I don't need to claim fair use. I don't even need to tell you what film it is. It is mine, it is yours, it is ours. But releasing 1924 works is illegal for the rest of the month, unless we get creative. As of this video's upload, I cannot legally distribute, in the United States, a text file containing the first English language translation of Yevgeny Zamyatin's dystopian novel We. However, I maintain that it's a legal gray area whether I can release the following in a package: a download of this image file, a short Python script that will convert the image file into a text file containing the novel, instructions on how to run the script, and a warning not to use the script to create text files of copyrighted material until they come into the public domain. Here's how it works. Each pixel of the image file represents 3 characters in the text file. A pixel's value is determined by 3 integers between 0 and 255, how much red it has, how much green it has, and how much blue it has. Those same values, when in a text file, represent letters, numbers, and special characters. I've organized the text of the entire novel into vertical columns. The first line of the novel is found here. This is merely a copy, word for word, of what was published this morning in the state newspaper. This pixel holds the cop in copy, as the red, green, blue values 99, 111, and 112. The image alone is clearly transformative enough to be legal under fair use doctrine. U.S. courts decided in Carayu v. Prince that Richard Prince is allowed to profit off art that makes minor changes to a copyrighted photo, just enough that a viewer could reasonably perceive it as sufficiently transformative. A printout of my We pixel image, or its display here in this video, cannot easily be converted into the text of the novel. My pixel image changes the book into something visually unrecognizable as the novel, so clearly passes the standard. Like Prince's work, it has a different character. The Python script is in more of a legal gray area. It is legal as code in that I wrote it and have the rights to that code, but it has functionality which could allow the user to infringe copyright. If a user runs the code before January 1st, 2020, please don't, some might consider me liable for contributory infringement. In this way, it is similar to the home video recording technology that U.S. courts considered in the Betamax case, Sony v. Universal Studios. It also resembles peer-to-peer file-sharing technologies that were considered in A&M Records v. Napster and MGM Studios v. Grokster. In 1984, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 in favor of Sony, the VCR manufacturer, reversing a lower court that had decided that Sony was guilty of contributory infringement by providing the technology with which users may choose to infringe copyright. The majority ruled that time shifting is fair use, and emphasized that if a product is capable of substantial non-infringing uses, it should be legal. Essentially, it shifted the responsibility of an illegal act entirely to that person who would copy a video with the VCR and then distribute it. The Napster case ruled on technology that allowed potential infringement to occur much more rapidly. It was the digital version of recording an audio tape of a concert or radio broadcast and mailing it to a stranger. Lots of strangers. The court ruled that Napster was liable for contributory infringement and vicarious infringement finding against all fair use claims, and choosing not to apply Sony's protections, because Sony's VCR technology hadn't enabled distribution. The court thereby decided that music companies' immediate profits were more important than the growth of peer-to-peer and streaming technology. After all, established players had, as of 2001, developed no way to profit off the millions of people who were never going to buy the CD in the first place. It seems that this series of decisions is determined more by the justice's choice on what kind of society to value, on which entity's profits are more important to the country, rather than a standalone legal or ethical principle. Sony and Napster allowed the same copyright infringement, but because Napster's worked too fast and didn't funnel profits to existing right holders like its streaming descendants do, courts ruled against Napster. Now we turn to whether my pixel image packaged with my code is legal. It seems to be in a legal gray area. The Supreme Court that decided MGM v. Grokster was divided 3-3 on whether Sony protects a company like Grokster, or a service like this Python script, where the creator of the program does not induce infringement and directly tells the user not to infringe. Basically, the Ginsburg opinion says that the script is unprotected by Sony, even without inducement. The Breyer opinion maintains that the program would be protected by Sony, as long as there is no inducement, and the Souter opinion didn't address the issue. The code that converts text to image, along with the code that converts image to text, could allow people to share and store any copyrighted text in an alternative legal-looking form. Then again, that's no different from the function of any electronic transmission. This string of bytes can be an image, a video, text, music, a phone call, or gibberish, depending on what program opens it. Arguments about what a string of bytes is are irrelevant. It's ultimately about functionality. Is the program's creator liable for contributory or vicarious infringement if they do not induce the user to use it on copyrighted material? It's unclear, but due to the current pro-corporate legal environment, programmers, like the creators of Grokster and LimeWire, have erred on the side of caution and disbanded their services. I would like to test it in a more limited fashion. For this reason, the image, the imaged text script, instructions, and disclaimer are now available on my Patreon for all new patrons, no matter the pledge. If you sign up, I will send you the image immediately, and I will send the Python script and instructions when the first time zone in the world enters December 31st, 2019. That way, you can wait until the United States' free culture finally enters 1924 and be one of the first people to be able to legally copy and distribute Wii. This video is made possible by people who make free things and let people use them. They are all mentioned in these credits, but a special thanks to Internet Archive for hosting public domain silent films. You can help this channel's aims by supporting those engaged in building a strong, vibrant digital commons. Welcome to 2020/1924 in free culture. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and thanks for all you do.